So tonight we will do our meditation again, like we've always been. Bring down a lot of spiritual energy, has cleansing effect on our emotions, our thoughts, and we're going to channel that energy to bless Mother Earth, bless our families, bless our friends, bless our country, bless all the countries, all the people, and essentially be an instrument of divine mercy and compassion. Now, before we do our meditation, just a quick talk especially for a lot of you who are just joining us, at least that's what you told us, especially from the Tony's events, several thousand of you. Just to clarify, why do we do this? Okay, the ones who already heard it, just kind of go, no, I'm kidding. All right. So why do we do this? We can just be relaxing, watching TV, and doing whatever else. Why are we doing this meditation? Several reasons. Number one, a lot of people that I've had the experience of working with, they range from people who are doing very well financially to the ones who are not. And people who are happy with everything else they have, or some people who are always miserable. Regardless, one of the things that people always strive for is inner peace. And dependent on your practice or your background, you have your perception what inner peace is. The way I was taught is inner peace is actually the absence of crap in your aura. Just to be very direct with you. A lot of people say, oh, I want to have inner peace. Let me do this meditation. Let me take this substance. Let me smoke this, or let me eat this, or let me chant this. All that is, that's a good intention. But in reality, if you want to have inner peace, it's as simple as flushing out all the crap out of your system, okay? Every time you think something, you feel something, you're creating what is called a thought form or an emotional form. And even the people who've taken the classes, have studied a lot, they forget this. The very thought that you have of being happy or being sad, being angry, all of that create energy forms in our aura. So just imagine you're inside a cocoon or a bubble. As you look at the world, as you perceive the outer world and the inner world, all of it is influenced by whatever is floating in your aura. So if you don't clean that stuff out, it builds up. That buildup is what you call a bias. So if you think of something long enough, or somebody's been talking to you about it long enough, guess what? It starts to affect the way you feel, the way you think. So when you look out into the world, your perception of reality is now going to be biased or affected by these thoughts and emotions. And so when you're just relaxing, you can't really relax because all these thoughts pop into your head. Make sense? So if you want to have inner peace, step number one, it's the most basic, but people oftentimes overlook it, is to flush everything out, okay? After you flush everything out, the absence of everything in your aura, it feels like no thoughts, no emotions. That's what you call inner peace. That's the first step, okay? And then from there, you populate it with what you want. Make sense? It's as simple as get rid of what you don't want and put stuff that you want. As simple as that. Now, the way we do it is we do meditations not on us. And that's the thing I want to clarify, because I've had people talk to me about, hey, if you really want to be happy, you have to love yourself first. I know a lot of you subscribe to that, but I just want you to hear me out. It's something like this. In concept, that is true. In practice, not so true. The question is why? Because if we already have bad experiences from the past, right? Negative thoughts, negative emotions created by us because of what happened to us, what somebody did to us, that's already sitting in your aura. So the minute you focus on yourself, oh yeah, 5 years ago, this person abused me, he said this, she did that, whatever. Oh yeah, so I have to love myself because that person, whatever. It is understandable, it might make me feel better, but you know what you're doing? You're also adding energy to it. So next time, it gets even stronger. Then you go, oh yeah, really, I got hurt, so I really need to love myself more. So it becomes a cycle because you're feeding energy into it. Okay? So, in reality, the secret of really having inner peace and breaking away from the past is as simple as this. Okay? And I'm sharing this with you because today I was going through the video and also the process of preparing for tomorrow's 9-week deep emotional healing, and we're focusing on shame and humiliation. And one of the things that struck me was, when I was putting it together, was it's already happened. Now, it left its emotional or mental or psychic scar on our aura and our chakras. And the more you think about it, trying to get rid of it, the more you feed energy to it. So the question is, how do you get rid of all this stuff without feeding it? And it goes back to this very spiritual principle we've always talked about. Number one, you have to first realize who you are. You are a being of divine light, divine love, and divine power. You are made in the image of God. Okay? What exactly does that mean? In other words, as a soul, as a spiritual self, you are made of pure energy with no mass. Okay, let's not get into the quantum physics part, but essentially, you guys know what I'm talking about. It's the universal waveform of the universe. That's your main essence. And because we're made of pure energy, in order to have an earthly experience, you need to have human suits, like a physical body, to feel or experience physical touch, to be able to experience feelings with an emotional body, and thoughts with a mental body. Now, listen carefully. All of us have had good and bad experiences in the past. These are all thought forms and energy sitting in our aura. And so what happens is, if we had a difficult past, and all of us have our own things that happened to us, or we've screwed up, you notice I'm saying we, not you, right? All of us have gone through it. At least for me, one of the biggest realizations was at one point when I was going through an emotional roller coaster, like that. I remember I went to my teacher for help. I said, Master Joe, I need help. I'm going through a lot of emotional, I didn't say crap, but that's what happens, right? I said, I'm going through difficult stuff. He goes, meditate. I'm going, he's not getting it. Master, I'm really going through a lot of stuff. Please help me. He looked at me very calmly. He's always like that, always calm. Go meditate. I go, I'm not getting anywhere with it. I begged, Master, please, ignore it. The more emotional I got, the more he ignored me. I'm going, this is not getting anywhere. Let me think about this. The engineer in me got he's an engineer. Maybe I'll appeal to his mental faculty, then he'll listen. Then I stopped being emotional. I said, Master, I really need help because of this emotional turmoil. It's really affecting and hindering my work in spreading the spiritual teachings in pranic healing, arhatic yoga. You see him light up and go, okay, let's talk. In other words, if I'm going through emotional drama, he's not going to listen to me. If I show that somehow I, the soul, have some level of control over my emotions and thoughts and be able to talk to him like the soul is in control, he's going to listen to me. I go, that's the secret. All right. Then I said, Master, I'm going through this. The minute I got emotional, he was quiet. I go, okay. Master, this is what's happening. You see, I know some of you are going, but that's not how it works. Listen and listen carefully. When I'm with my teacher, I'm not allowed to lose it. And I've been thinking about it, well, what if I'm going through crap? Then I had a realization. You want to hear what it is? Because it showed him that I, the soul, lost control of my emotions and my thoughts and my body. So anything he's going to teach me at that time, I would not be receptive. Make sense? So us, the senior disciples of my teacher, we're not allowed to lose it. We're about in front of him, we're about to explode. We have to keep it together. Not because it's an Asian discipline thing. Well, part of it is that too. But it is our way to show the teacher, like, look, I've meditated, I've practiced. This is the outcome of all those years of spiritual practice, that if I needed to, I can whip the body, the emotions, and the thoughts, at least long enough to have a conversation with my teacher. He was tough. I'm not telling you, I was like, constipated, right? No, I'm kidding. So I was like, Master, but it's affecting the way I'm spreading the teachings. So then he was listening. Okay, tell me more. So I told him, yeah, Master, I noticed emotionally it was going up and down. I could not think clearly. And so after I was done, I was hoping that he will give me, oh, my kid, my son, do this, do that. He looked at me and goes, okay. Go meditate. I'm going, I didn't get anywhere. But here's the difference. He went like this. Go meditate. When I was about to lose it, he goes, because when you meditate, as you become one and have a stronger connection with your higher soul, the higher soul will control your chakras, your emotions, and your thoughts, and this problem will take care of itself. You see, before that, he just said meditate. I thought he was just trying to get rid of me. When he said that, it made sense. Because the fact that I could not have clarity and I was stuck in the past, I was going through this emotional roller coaster, guess what? I kept feeding those negative emotions. When I retreated from all this crap and just, okay, I'm not the body, not the emotion, not the thoughts. These thoughts and emotions, no matter how terrible, how traumatic they are, these are not I. I created them under those circumstances, but they're not me. I created them. So therefore, I can choose not to create the same crap. I can choose not to feed them. And more importantly, I can create what I want. Do you realize how empowering that is? While most people say, oh, you don't understand, blah, blah, blah. And then guess what? They're waiting for you to go, yeah, you know, you're going through a lot of crap, and here's more crap for you. Get the idea? Some people call it tough love. It's not tough love. It's helping you go back to who you are. So let's go back to the story. So after that, he goes, when you meditate, as the higher soul has better control over the emotions, the thoughts, and your body, this thing will go away. So when I meditated, the crisis did not disappear. You know, some of you have decided, I'll go meditate and I'll meditate my problems away. It doesn't work that way. The difference is, whatever that was happening, my perception of it changed completely from what it was before. Before, I felt a victim to it. Now, I was able to observe it. As I observed it, this is what's going on. Okay, so this is the situation. What are my options? Which one is the better? You know, it became more like, this is the problem. Instead of going, the problem. A huge difference. From there, I was able to focus on the solution. Do you realize that? Without that clarity of mind, without the spiritual self, the I, controlling the body, the emotions, and thoughts, we get sucked into the problem rather than being able to observe the problem and fix it. Am I making sense to any of you? I know somebody's just like, you don't understand my situation. Guess what? You're not the only one who thinks that way. The difference is to pull yourself out of it and be able to observe it. You can only do that through spiritual practice. So as we affirm, I'm not the body, not the emotion, not the thoughts, I'm the soul, I'm the spiritual self, you realize when you say you're not the emotion, the thoughts, what you do is you're saying, I'm not these emotions and thoughts. No matter how good, how terrible they are, they're not the I. So therefore, I can choose how I respond to them. Huge difference. And you go, oh, I know that. Okay. The question is, how long have you sustained that knowing? And when the crisis is in front of you, are you able to remember it? That's the difference. I've known a lot of people who have studied for many, many years. Their life is still a mess. You know why? They know it, but they don't apply it. So when the crisis comes along, they go into the Om part. They chant Om in a different way. Oh my God! They go into panic mode. You get the idea? So if you keep hearing this message over and over again, like a broken recording, it's because all of us, including me, have to be reminded, okay, whatever is going on in your life, remember who you are and where you come from, where you came from. I am the spiritual self. Now, so before we meditate, it's as simple as this. When we talk about the deep emotional healing, and you know, whether you join the 9-week program or not, this Friday we're doing it for releasing shame and humiliation. You know, oftentimes these things hold us back. All of us have done stupid things in the past, or some things have happened to us that either we're not proud of, we're ashamed of, or it's embarrassing, whatever. All of those happened in the past. In this timeline, you're here, that was here. Okay? So the fact that you have a realization that's in the past, and it's still affecting you, that means you're still attached to it. So the secret in getting rid of it is as simple as this. Not easy, but simple. First, you realize you're a spiritual being. You're made in the image of God. And since we're made in the image of God, we also have the triple aspects of the Godhead. Divine power or will, divine love and compassion, and divine intelligence or divine light. Now, let's put it all together. So whatever has happened in the past, we have the will to break from it. That's called will. In other words, I don't want to keep holding on to that ball and chain in the past. I break free of that. That requires what? Will. Not like, oh, it's okay, you go away, bye. Doesn't work that way. At that point, you have to exercise, I'm a being of divine will. This is not part of me anymore. It serves me no more. I disconnect from it. No feeling, no thinking, ice cold. It's my past. That's using your power. Make sense? Next, divine love. How does it affect our past? Since we're a being of divine love, the higher self, the higher soul, has the ability to love oneself, to forgive oneself. Since I am the spiritual self, is a being of divine love, I also can use that divine love to forgive those who have hurt me. Get the idea? You use will to what? To break from that energy, an act of will. So I'm not going to give this anymore. Then you use your essence as a being of divine love to forgive yourself, forgive others, and love others. That's why earlier I said it's not just about me. You know, some of you, love myself, but you keep adding what? Energy to it, and before you know it, it's a cycle, right? That's why it has to be triple energy, not just the part, I love myself. You do that all day long, you're not going to get anywhere. Because it does not get rid of the ball and chain to the past. It does not get rid of the fact that loving yourself also involves forgiving others and loving them. Then the third part, you're a being of divine intelligence. Since you're a being of divine intelligence, look at me, you have the ability to craft your future. In other words, I don't want this crap anymore. That's in the past. I forgive myself. I forgive that person. Now let's look to the future. How do I design the future I want? That's how you exercise yourself as a being of divine intelligence, divine love, and divine power. Most people just use one aspect. They don't realize the triangle has three sides: love, intelligence, and power. You have to exercise all three to get rid of what you don't want in the past. I hope that makes sense to you. I know a lot of you are very mental, so you got this. The ones who are, let's just say, how do you call it? More emotional, I think you understood that too, right? Because if you wanted to, you can control your emotions. That's not true. It is true. I guarantee it's true. I'll give you an example, and this has happened to all of us. You're going through some mess, whatever. Somebody calls, or somebody's at the door that is so important, you cannot show them that you lost it. Let's say the door, right? You go, you good. And then somebody, ding dong, it's my boss. Hello, sir, how are you? And you go, how are you? Oh, I'm fine. In that instant, somehow you're able to whip your emotional body into place, keep it together. That means you can do it, isn't it? Or if you're a parent, if your child is sick, that's a prime example. You go, oh, what am I going to do? And someone go, I have to keep it together because if I don't, my child's going to get sick. I don't know what. Okay, keep it. Okay, what should I do? Take a deep breath. And you can do it. The key, and this is the most important part, is the key is to realize that I am the one in control. I control my emotions, my thoughts, and my body, not the other way around. And that cannot happen if you don't regularly remind yourself. And so when we do these meditations, week after week, which, as I shared with you, I thought it's going to be a 3-week thing in March, right? No, look, it's October. And I realized that we keeping this routine, and based on the feedback you got, has actually straightened out a lot of your spiritual practices. Like a lot of you kind of go, now I have a routine. And based on the feedback a lot of you left, is like, yeah, I noticed I'm more in control, I have more clarity. Even things are not going my way, somehow I'm able to deal with it, work around it, and make things better. Those are music to my ears. So, that's it. We should meditate instead of yak, right? All right. I hope that helps. So just in summary, you are a spiritual being of divine intelligence, divine love, and divine power. Divine power to be able to break from the past. Divine love to be able to forgive and love oneself, forgive and love others. Divine intelligence to design and craft your future. That's it. Simple. Okay? All right, shall we? So since we're talking about divine love, divine light, and divine, I'm spacing out here, divine intelligence, which is light, divine love, and divine power, we will use the great invocation. This morning, we did that meditation, Twin Hearts. Now we'll do the great invocation because it stimulates the 3 aspects within you. Now, let me just kind of craft this for you a little bit. There are always different levels of truth, okay? There's human love, there's spiritual love or divine love. There's human intelligence, there's divine intelligence. There's human will, there's spiritual will or divine will. There's always translations, okay? Now, I know a lot of you are new, and a lot of you who've just heard about the chakras only know of the 7. Anyway, one day we'll cover it more, but if you look at the past talks we have, I covered it a little more, and if you attend our classes, we go through it in detail. You actually have at least 11 major chakras. Now, the one we work with the great invocation are the 3 head centers. The Ajna, or in India, I think you guys call it Agnya. Anyway, I know you guys are going to correct my English or my Sanskrit, but you're looking at Chinese dude, don't expect you to speak perfect Sanskrit, okay? Ajna or Agnya. Forehead, crown. Most people know of the crown. Most people mistakenly call the third eye. This is the real third eye. So 1, 2, 3. This is divine intelligence. This is divine love, and this is divine will. Now you guys going, where's the heart? That's human love. We're interested in divine love. For now. The idea is connect upwards, and once the connection is made, contact, then we bring that energy down to the earthly level. Okay? Does that make any sense to you? All right. So, divine intelligence, divine love, divine power. Got it? So when you do this meditation, when I say from the point of light within the mind of God, you focus here. From the point of love within the mind of God, from the center where the will of God is known. Anyway, I'll go through it, and all you got to do is just follow. Okay? That's it. And we're doing 3 stanzas, 1, 2, 3. The third one, I'll just tell you. I'm sharing this with you because in the past when I did it and just said it, some of you go, I don't know what you said, but it felt good. All right. The third part is where we, for lack of better way of explaining it, like when you go to a Chinese restaurant, we use special sauce, secret sauce. It's one of the things I learned from my teacher where to speed up the development of the students, a certain energy is shared with the student so that energy acts like booster rockets so they can go higher. That's the best way I can explain it. Okay? For example, I'll just give you a taste of it. Okay, follow me. Press the center of your palms. Ready? Try to feel, just go like this. Say my crown chakra or my crown center. All right, are you there? Just try to feel your crown. Just look at me. Ready? Just keep your tongue in your pack. You don't have to do anything. Just keep your hand there on your crown. Just keep feeling your crown. Just look at me. I have no clue where you guys are at, but it doesn't matter. Light energy is everywhere. Just feel your crown. Ready? how's your crown? Anybody feel something? You go, how'd that work? Okay, put your hand down for some of you geeky people, like me. So this universe, as a lot of you know, are made of matter, right? But in between molecules, there's a space. In between atoms that make up your molecules, there's spaces. Between the electron, the neutron, nucleus, there's a space. Your nucleus are nuclei, if I'm going to get my right English here. The nucleus is, nuclei, whatever, is made of protons and neutrons, which are made of quarks. And you go smaller, if I'm not mistaken, they're called gluons. Anyway, you can keep going. They talk about this in quantum physics. Anyway, the point is, it's what you call empty space is not actually empty space. It's filled with energy. But this energy is not particles, it's waves. All right? Now, this wave, this quantum wave field, whatever you call it, permeates the entire universe. The spiritual self is made of one frequency of that wave. I know I'm geeking you guys out, but here's the point. It doesn't really matter where you guys are at. You could be in the next planet. This same technique will work. Because once a person has a realization that we're all interconnected, you have access to the entire network. Now, that geeky talk is what yogis call oneness. That's that. So what we do in these meditations, as we guide you to this meditation to kind of push you along, is we give you special sauce. That's it. I don't know what else to call it. My teacher calls it a blessing, but I'm not, arrogant enough to say I'm giving you a blessing. I'll just say I'm harnessing energy from them and giving you special sauce. Okay? So, shall we? Focus on your crown. Let's ask for a blessing to the Divine Supreme God, Divine Father, Divine Mother. We humbly ask for your blessings to all the spiritual teachers, spiritual elders, holy masters, saints, archangels, holy angels, spiritual helpers. You can pray to whoever you like. Personally, to my beloved and respected teacher, Grandmaster Tokok Sui Mahaguji Meiling, we humbly invoke for divine light, divine love, guidance, help, healing, and divine protection. We thank you in full faith, so it is. Okay, put your hands on your heart, like this. Focus on your crown. I am that. I am. I am not the body, not the emotions, not any of my thoughts. I'm not even the mind. The body, the emotions, and the mind are just instruments of the I am. I am that. The soul, the spiritual self, the mover of the body, the feeler of the feelings, the thinker of the thoughts. I am that. I am a spiritual being of divine intelligence, divine love, and divine willpower. I am that. I am connected in one to my higher soul. I am that, the Atma, the higher soul. I am connected in one to the divine spark within me. I am a child of God. I am one with God. I am one with all. I am that. Just be still. Now imagine all of us are just beings of brilliant light inside the big bright sun, looking out into the solar system and focusing on this beautiful planet Earth. Say, we are one. Now open your hands in blessing. Put your awareness in between your eyebrows, your forehead, and your crown. We'll do it one at a time. Let's chant Om to open up the portal of energy. Om. 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 aware of the area in between your eyebrows and your hands. Project brilliant light to the earth. From the point of light within the mind of God, let light stream forth into the minds of every person, every being. Let light descend throughout the entire earth. So be aware of the Ajna chakra in your hands and flood the earth with divine intelligence, understanding, divine light, mental clarity, understanding. Bless every person, every being with divine intelligence, divine light, and divine understanding now. Be aware of your forehead. From the point of love within the heart of God, let love stream forth into the hearts of every person, every being. Let love descend throughout the entire earth now. Be aware of your forehead and your hands. Flood every person, every being with love, with compassion, with sweetness and caringness. Now, so be it. Continuously be aware of your forehead and your hands and flood every person, every being with love. Unconditional love on all levels. Be aware of your crown and your hands. From the center where the will of God is known, let divine purpose guide the wills of every person, every being, the purpose which the Holy Masters know and serve. Let goodwill and the willingness to do good descend throughout the entire earth now. Bless every person, every being with goodwill, the willingness to do good, not just to talk about it or just full of empty intentions, but actually moving and doing what is right to help others. The will and the action to do good. So be it. Mobilize all these people and all these beings with goodwill and the willingness to do good to others and the entire planet now. If you're sensitive, you might feel pressure on the top of your head and your forehead and between your eyebrows. That's your ajna, forehead, and crown chakras expanding and stretching to allow massive amounts of spiritual power, love, and intelligence to flow through us. We are one. Again, be aware of the area in between your eyebrows. From the point of light within the mind of God, let light stream forth into the minds of every person, every being. Let light descend throughout the entire earth now. Be aware of your forehead. From the point of love within the heart of God, let love stream forth into the hearts of every person, every being. Let love descend throughout the entire earth. May God's messenger of love descend throughout the entire earth now. Be aware of your crown. From the center where the will of God is known, let divine purpose guide the wills of every person, every being, the purpose which the Holy Masters know and serve. Let goodwill and the willingness to do good descend throughout the entire earth now. So be it. Be aware of your crown in your hands and flood the earth with goodwill. Just keep your tongue on your palate. Make sure the energy is flowing through us smoothly. Maintain your state of oneness by saying, we are one. Continue blessing the earth with divine intelligence, divine love, and divine power. Now. Now just be still, listen. Your soul, your higher soul will now participate in the blessing. You don't have to do anything. From the point of light within the mind of God, let light stream forth into the minds of every person and every being. Let light descend throughout the entire earth. From the point of love within the heart of God, let love stream forth into the hearts of every person, every being. Let love descend throughout the entire earth. May God's messenger of love descend on earth now, so be it. From the center where the will of God is known, let divine purpose guide the wills of every person and every being, the purpose which the Holy Masters know and serve. Let goodwill and the willingness to do good descend throughout the entire earth now. So it is. Just be still. From the center which we call the human race and all the different races, let the plan of love and light work out, and may it seal the door where any evil dwells. Let light, love, and power descend throughout the entire earth. Let light, love, and power restore the divine plan on earth now. So be it. So be it. So it is. Be still. Keep your tongue on your palate. Just let the energy flow through us. Blessing the earth with divine intelligence, divine love and compassion, and divine power, the will to do good. Keep going. Just let it flow through us. Bless your family, your friends, your loved ones, your relatives, the people you work with. Flood them with divine light, divine love, and divine power. The energy is self-adjusting. Whatever they need, they will absorb. Just aim it at them. Flood them with divine intelligence, divine love, and divine power. You can focus on the people who are sick with divine healing light. That's an act of compassion. Bless all the caregivers with divine healing light and empower them to serve, and bless them with divine protection. That's the energy of divine power. Bless all our leaders on all levels with the balanced energy of divine compassion and love. May their hearts, their minds, their soul be open to divine compassion and selfless service, with divine intelligence to know what needs to be done, and divine power and will to do what is right. So be it. So be it. So it is. We are one. Can you feel the energy flowing through you? The stillness allows the energy to flow through us unimpeded. Be still. And so it is. Now let us chant Om 3 times. Om. 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 Let all be blessed, without exception. So be it, so be it, and so it is. Now lower your hands on your lap. Just keep your eyes closed, keep your tongue in the roof of your mouth. Be still and absorb, assimilate all the divine energy and divine blessings. Now, be still and let go. Be receptive. May all of you who are participating be blessed by God, by all the great spiritual teachers, holy masters, and saints, by my teacher, Master Chokhok Sui Mahaguju Mailing, and all the high beings, with waves of love, waves and waves of sweetness, waves and waves of ananda, divine bliss and ecstasy. Be still and absorb and receive now. Say thank you. I completely, deeply, permanently, and gratefully accept all these divine blessings and divine healing energy on all levels. So be it. Just be still and soak it all in. Tatastu, so it is. Alright, let's give thanks to the Divine Supreme God, Divine Father, Mother, thank you. To all the spiritual elders, holy masters, saints, archangels, holy angels, spiritual helpers, thank you. Personally, to my teacher, Master Chokhok Sui Mahaguju Mailing, thank you. In full faith, so be it. Alright, you can open your eyes. I was looking at the clock, it's less than 15 minutes. But if you're sensitive, we cranked up the energy. Okay? I was talking to someone earlier before the meditation, and she's probably listening. And she says, what'd you say? Don't burn us, or don't, I forgot the word. No, we're not burning you or not cooking you, we're roasting you. No, we're barbecuing you, spiritually. So much spiritual energy. Okay? Anyway, I know some of you might feel like your head is throbbing, a certain sensation. That's just the energy stretching, okay? And here's the best news of all, which I didn't tell you earlier. As we keep doing this over and over again, something very interesting is happening. As we keep focusing on blessing the earth, blessing the world, and all that, that spiritual energy is passing through us. And here's what happens. As it passes through us, number one, it takes our crap out. You know, it's like under a waterfall. As you bless the earth, that energy is dragging all our garbage and our rubbish out. So it has a cleansing effect. Number two, it has a renewal effect. What it does, as that new energy comes in, the old energy in our aura leaves. So at some point, as you do this over and over and over again, the energy particles, not the physical particles, the energy particles of the aura are actually, to a certain extent, being replaced by higher frequency. So that manifests as different mindset. You start noticing, you look at things differently, you start acting differently, and listen carefully. Your past does not define your future, because your energy has been replaced. Got it? Without having to say, oh yeah, that happened in the past, whatever. We know it is in the past. That's a timeline. Leave it back there. As we keep focusing on serving, energizing, blessing the world, these energies keep passing through us. This part of the past takes care of itself. Are we communicating here? That's how you use energy. Now, here's the best news of all. If you are going through counseling and you're talking to people who are helping you, you will notice that what they tell you and what they're helping you with, it's taking a deeper effect. You know why? Because now that you remove that old energy, it's easier for them to get through to that part of your psyche that helps you release it. Otherwise, what happens is this. They're talking to you, you're going through counseling, and they're chipping away at this old energy. That's why it's taking so long. But if you keep doing the meditation, you're cleaning stuff out. So the only thing they're dealing with now is what's going on in your mind. Oh, yeah, that part of me in the past, yeah, that's what happened, blah, blah, blah. And then at some point, since it doesn't have that emotional bite anymore, you go, yeah, anyway, I'm going to focus on the future. Are we communicating? You don't have to let go of that. In fact, this will enhance that. Make sense? All right. I think that's it. You have enough energy. I know some of you going, oh, my head. So here's what we'll do. Put your hand like this. Let's bless Mother Earth downwards. It also ground you. Okay? Imagine golden light from your hands and your feet and the base of your spine. Flood the earth with it. Repeat after me, verbally. Let our beloved Mother Earth be blessed with divine light, divine love, and divine power. Let our beloved Mother Earth and all her children, all beings, be blessed with divine love, divine light, divine will. Let all be blessed. Let all be regenerated and revitalized. Blessings be to all. So be it. Now just flood the earth below you with golden light. Just saturate the earth below you with golden light. May all be blessed. Without exception. So be it, and so it is. Om, Amen, Amin, Tatastu, and so it is. All right. How's that? Somebody go, I'm back, right? All right. So just a quick announcement. So tomorrow night, 7 p.m., again, you guys figure out the time wherever you are, 7 p.m. will be the full moon meditation, okay? Now you're going to ask how long it's going to be. It's probably going to be more than an hour. So we're going to try to go through Instagram also for the ones who are there. But Instagram cuts you off at 1 hour. So if you're not sure, either go to my Facebook page or go to mastercode.org, and we'll also stream it there. We're streaming in like 5-6 different platforms at the same time, because the more souls we reach, the more we can recruit them to be channels to bless Mother Earth. So if you know people who kind of like to meditate or whatever, invite them tomorrow. If you have to bribe someone, do it. Okay? Anyway, I think that's pretty much it. Friday, remember, it's Emotional Healing Day, and we're going to focus on releasing shame and humiliation. And this is one of the things that some of you have shared with me, is something that nobody knows, and it's painful, whatever. And here's my thought for you. All of us has something happened in the past, right? Either something happened to us, or we did something really dumb that we're not proud of. That's part of the learning process. And as we go through this emotional healing, again, same thing as we did tonight, we're using energy to take the air out of the balloon so it collapses, so we don't keep getting pulled back to the past. All right, so Friday, morning session, evening session, we're going to do both. So some of you join us for both, well, then you're getting extra chakra scrubbing. All right, and if you're asking, the 9-week program is still going on. It's going to continue for 9 weeks. And actually, as people sign on, it cycles. Okay, so here it is, just in case You want to know? So next week is going to be unworthiness or not being good enough. A lot of us go through that, right? And that's also a thought form. And the good news is when you remove that, suddenly you go, I can do anything. It's all mindset. And mindset are composed of what? Thought forms and emotional forms in the chakras. All right. So anyway, it's there. Okay. Namaste, everyone. Thank you very much for joining me. And we look forward to seeing you tomorrow night and Friday night. And Monday and Wednesday and Friday and no. Okay. Namaste. God's blessing be with you, and all the great spiritual teachers' blessing be with you. Namaste. Thank you for allowing me to serve you.